Hey, what's up? What you up to?
Just playing Roblox, I guess. But it's like, I played about every game on the front page, and there's still nothing good to play.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They all look the same now anyway.
Bro, remember we had games like Build to Survive the Zombies, or that ton Robloxia game?
Oh, bro, yeah, oh, mate, honestly. Are they even up anymore?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Welcome to today's video. Before we start, we should lay down some requirements to determine the game by its player base and playability. In order to classify if a game is dead, we'll use the rules and regulations by the Supreme Industries LLC. In Article 12 it states that a game must have a minimum active player count of 50 players or less. To determine the playability of the game, we'll categorize them in 3 states: playable, kinda playable, and unplayable. For example, if a game from 2016 still has all of its assets, it would be considered playable. If a game from 2012 that has a few broken things and a small number of missing assets, it would be considered kinda playable. Unplayable would have the game being either fully broken or is provided with no copies to play. That concludes our rules and requirements guide. Thank you for your time and enjoy the video.
Build to Survive the Zombies is a game made by DangerTim112 back in May of 2011. During its popularity, it was able to gather 19 million visits and had a place on the front page for several years. The main premise of the game is to build bases using the Stamper tool that had a bunch of presets. After a certain amount of time, a wave of zombies will spawn in trying to attack the player. Each round will grant the player points that they can use to purchase weapons and gears. This game became so popular, it created its own genre of other Build to Survive games that still gets a good amount of players, like Build to Survive the Skibbity Toilet. Since the game hasn't been updated in like 10 years, it's not that playable anymore due to the Stamper tool being broken. The footage you're seeing now is from a remake of the game on Retro Studio. Zombies Are Attacking KFC is a game made by Scorpio_N in September of 2013, and during its popularity, it gained 19,000 visits. It was made during a time where there were these genre of zombie games that took place in well-known locations, like Zombies Are Attacking McDonald's as an example. The game plays like the versus mode in Left 4 Dead, where there are 2 teams, survivors and zombies. As the zombie, the player is able to either be a regular zombie, a grabber zombie, or a kamikaze. As a grabber zombie, you're able to use your tongue to grab other players, and playing as a kamikaze just gives you the power to explode on command. Playing as a survivor grants you a bunch of weapons to choose from, like pistols, snipers, assault rifles, and shotguns. Bro, you gotta love that early internet lingo. After the player chooses their weapon, you have to fight off hordes of zombies. But in order to actually play this, you need at least 2 people to start the round. So for those who don't got any friends, sorry about your luck, I guess. Fall Downstairs is a classic made by Bluxer, whatever. Made on December 8th of 2008, throughout its popularity, it garnered 14 million visits. The main goal of the game is pretty self-explanatory. You just fall down a flight of stairs, but every time you reach the bottom, you earn points you can use to purchase cool stuff. Look, I got rainbows and I'm sparkling. I am super fond of this game, as it's the very first Roblox game I've ever played on this platform. Everything surprisingly works just like it did all the way back then. So if you're itching to break some bones, give this game a try. The Return of Jeff the Killer is a survival horror game made by OMG It's Cletus on August 19th of 2013. During its prime, it was able to gain
2 million visits,
with the main goal of the game being to avoid Jeff the Killer. But it's not that easy, as you also have to worry about your hunger and your thirst. You can replenish these by wandering around town looking for vending machines that usually have food and drinks for you. The game still works pretty good, even if it's missing some things. Like, for example, Jeff missing his face, or the music not being in the game anymore. To be honest, I think the game missing its music makes it even more uncanny, especially because the only other audio working in this game is of a man screaming. So when I revisited this game, it really caught me off guard. Shit. That actually scared me. That actually scared me. Nuke The Whales is a weird, but yet fun game that was made by the main man Chudletsky. Created on
March 5th of 2008.
It was able to gather 951,000 visits. Every round has you and a group of other players shoot rockets at whales to collect their blubber, with each piece of blubber increasing the power and blast radius of the rocket, which sometimes can lead to you flinging off the map. After around 5 minutes, the person with the most blubber wins. During its popularity though, it became controversial because of the paid access update, which gave the game a whopping price of 25 Robux in order to play. After a bunch of backlash though, it was reverted back to being free. For a game that hasn't been updated in 6 years, it still plays pretty well, and I would suggest anyone to at least try this game at least once. They'll drop like yellow blocks, you gotta collect those.
But the whales are already dead.
Yeah, no, but you shoot them with the rocket.
But they're already dead.
Yeah, but you shoot them to bust them open. Welcome to the Town of Robloxia is a role-playing game by One Dev 2. Made on January of 2010. The game was so popular, it was able to gain 36 million visits before it was put under review. The reason it was put under review was because of the 2012 April Fool's incident, where a couple of users on the platform created an admin account and breached the Roblox website. One Dev's 2 involvement had him reducing the prices of accessories and adding assets to the catalog, with one of the most well-known ones being this face and the Hi Guys Derp face. After a moderator found out about his suspicious activities, his account was permanently deleted, leaving the original to collect dust. Although there was a predecessor to the original called Welcome to the City of Robloxia that had the same premise, garnering over 2 million visits before that too was shut down. Even though the original can't be played no more, you can still find multiple copies since the game was uncopy locked before it shut down. A Pirate's Life is another role-playing game that has a variety of things for the player to do, such as fishing, stealing, exploring for treasure, and being able to lead your own pirate crew. Being made on March 27th, it gained 7 million visits. This game was super popular during the time, and with the amount of things to do, it never got old. I just hope no one tries to ruin the fun of the game, you know? Yeah, there was a bunch of players who would hack and exploit this that led to the game's decline of active players. But now that there's no one really playing this game no more, you don't gotta worry about that, so try it out.
Hey, is your refrigerator running?
Yes, it is. Are your doors unlocked?
What? Why?
Infinite Welfare is a randomizer game made by the official Facepalm team. Made back in May of 2016, it was able to get 3.5 million visits, and it was very popular during its prime. The game is filled with old 2016 memes and references within the loadout given to you, not to mention the various amounts of maps to choose from, like fighting on a base plate, or brawling in front of a Walmart. Though I have some questions about the design for these. Like in the Walmart map, if you just look around, you can find an image of Chris Chan. It's a shame that this game doesn't have a lot of active players still, because I feel like this is one of the classics on this platform. Advert the Odds is an old FPS game made by X Thumbus. Being made on December of 2011, it was able to gain 1 million visits before losing its player base. What makes this game stand out from the rest though is the ability to upgrade your character by using skill points that you can use to improve your retinal aim, pack size, walk speed, health, reload speed, and jump height. There's also quite a bit of modes to choose from as well, such as King the Hill, Buy Battle, and Free For All, just to name a few. Plus, with the various amounts of maps shown here, you can easily tell that this game hasn't been updated in a long time. Speaking of the game not being updated, the shooting aspect of this game doesn't really work anymore. You can still shoot players, but you won't end up killing anybody. So the most you can really do is just taking the scenery of the maps. To be fair, I feel like if this game was to be remastered to fit modern Roblox, it would definitely have an active player base still. Greenwood Town, or Greenwood Town Classic, is a GTA-like style game made by Floppa98. Created on October of 2009, it was able to gather a whopping 42 million visits. When the player spawns in, you have multiple roles to choose from, such as a citizen, police officer, or a fast food worker for some reason. There are some iconic locations that you can visit, like this torture room in the criminal hideout, or this indoor water park. But the footage you're seeing now isn't what the game looked like before. Before it was updated 2 years ago, they had some creepy little things that you can find if you looked hard enough. With my two favorites being this ghost that you can find in this abandoned house with a gun, or the serial killer that you can encounter if you went down into the sewers, which scared the shit out of 8-year-old me. Personally, I think the game looked a lot better before it got all saturated. But this is one of the classic Roblox games that still has mostly of its functions. The Mario Adventure Red Plumber Obby is a pretty cool and fun game that was made by Auroras.
Being made on December of 2008.
During its popularity, it was able to get 20.9 million visits, and still gets a few active players from time to time. The main goal of the game is to join the Red Plumber's quest in rescuing Princess Pink from the evil and nefarious Bow Wow, making your treacherous journey from the mountains to the jungle to even Rainbow Avenue. And what's cool is that you can even jump on the Goombas, the mushroom monsters. Yeah, if you couldn't tell already, this Obby was based off of the Super Mario franchise, using sprites and assets from popular Mario games. Until on August 14th of 2018, the game was taken down due to copyright reasons, but became public again on September 1st of 2018, when the creator redid all the assets to look like characters from a terminal montage video.
Hello!
There's a bunch of stages for you to complete, and even after you complete all of them, there's trial stages that you can do to earn extra badges. I'd say out of all the games I've talked about in this video, this is the game I recommend the most, even though now it's just a poorly made reskin. Alrighty, so that was some games that I can remember from the top of my head. Did any of them catch your attention that you wanted to play? Bro, what the hell are you doing sleeping in my bed? Get out.
The long way. I make 10,000 or more off of. I fuck with Chase the long way. I make 10,000 or more off of. I fuck with Chase the long way. I make 10,000 or more off of all state. The only reason you ain't hit because you ain't hip. You doing the steps all the wrong way. I fuck with Chase the long way. I make 10,000 or more off of all state. The only reason you ain't hit because you ain't hip. You doing the steps all the wrong way. Scared of who I'm doing fraud in broad day.